Evie, let's talk wide receivers. So Demario Stringfellow, the obvious departure from last season's team. We've seen great wide receiver play at Ole Miss with the passing attack flourishing under Hugh Freeze. You got some talent here, a couple guys coming back in Jefferson in particular, who had a nice season with 49 catches last year. So how do you feel about the wide receiver core?
And, I feel really good about the wide receiver core. And I think that, again, like I mentioned, I think it definitely hurts, losing Ingram at tight end. However, and you're right, Stringfellow. But I think that we've got some kids coming back that are just phenomenal. DK Metcalfe got hurt last year, but I was listening to the wide receiver coach a couple of days ago talking about Metcalfe and, just saying he is a freak. He's 6'4", 225 pounds, runs a 4.4 40, monster, was en route to having a good season, hurt his foot last year, broke a bone in his foot and couldn't play any longer, but apparently he's back, bigger, better, badder, stronger than ever. He's the son of former Ole Miss lineman Terrence Metcalfe. A.J. Brown is a sophomore. He had some injuries as a true freshman last year, but he's another big, strong, solid receiver. I think everyone pretty much the conventional thought is you'll have Metcalfe and Brown at wide receiver. You'll have Van Jefferson at the slot. He had 543 yards last season as a freshman. I think that I do recall last season, Coach Freeze said that Jefferson, whose father also played and coaches football. Jefferson runs the best routes of anybody he's seen in a long time. I think he'll be in the slot. I think also we've got DaMarkus Lodge coming back. He's another big, 6'2" receiver. Markell Pack's going to be a senior. He's another 6'2" receiver. So I think that, Ole Miss is fortunately very, very blessed in that category. And, it's funny because I think there's a hashtag now, hashtag NWO, that the wide receivers coach is using, and it stands for nasty wideouts. So I think they may be nasty on the field because I think they've got some definite skills, and they're coming back stronger. And I think the new wide receiver coach seems to be really pleased with what he's seen so far.
Evie, I have not heard the name Terrence Metcalfe in forever, and now he's got a boy playing at Ole Miss. That makes me feel really old because that was right about the time that I was down covering the Rebels day to day, and Terrence Metcalfe was there, big number 79, I believe.
You're exactly right.
His kid can play. Top 20 rated wide receiver, according to 247 Sports, a top 6 player in the state of Mississippi. DaMarkus Lodge is a guy that has gotten kind of moved down the depth chart in recent years, but he came in as a huge recruit out of Texas as a top 10 player out of that state, number 6 wide receiver in that class. So, wow, these kids have the opportunity now to showcase what the scouts have said the ability level is.
Right, and with Patterson at quarterback, and I know that we're not necessarily going into the offensive line right now, but actually it's probably the deepest, most experienced offensive line Ole Miss has had in quite some time. Matt Luke was able to redshirt some kids. We've got a couple of 5-stars, I think, that we had redshirted, and then we've got Greg Little over on the left side. I think we've got a lot of experience on the offensive line. So I think in the Hugh Freeze era, it's probably the most experienced offensive line he's had. So I think that combined with Patterson and the receiver, I'm not worried at all about the offense. I think the offense will be able to score, So anyway, I think offensively it could be a very good season.